Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I have an interesting question that I'm answering. This was forwarded to me by a friend of mine, and this is for a friend of a friend. And this question has to do with e-commerce. So in this demonstration, I'm going to use this site. This is not the site in question, by the way, but I'm going to use this as a demonstration and a stand-in for the actual site because I don't necessarily want to call attention to the site that we're talking about. So the question goes, and by the way, this is a site that's built on WordPress on a particular theme, and in this theme, it's built to be accessible. And for those who don't know what accessibility is, that's basically setting your site up for screen readers. Like there are different screen readers. If you're blind, how do you browse the internet? You use a screen reader, like something like this, like JAWS or other screen readers that are out there. But basically, it will read the screen to you if you're blind. So a lot of people believe that accessibility is important for SEO. And this article on Moz right here, we will reference a little bit later as well. But this talks about formatting, links, and different things. But accessibility, basically, just keep in mind that it means it's formatting your site to be friendly for people who are using these type of browsers if they're blind or deaf or otherwise motor impaired. That's all types of accessibility. Okay, so the question goes with the website, and mind you, again, I'll remind you, this is not the website we're talking about. When you go to tab through, if you hit your tab button, and if you're watching the screen, watch what happens, but you'll notice that it focuses on the different links, right? As I tab through, it'll go to different links. Now, in this particular site, it'll actually tab through like these different ones. It'll actually go down like these different ones. This site doesn't appear to have that, it just does the top level links. But the site that in question, it does that. And I don't know where it's at now. Okay. But essentially, like, it'll go down to all these things, like highlight them. All these, oh, yep, see? It'll highlight these different things. A lot of sites, they kind of disable the focus attributes if you're tabbing through using your tab button. Sometimes it'll have focus styles. This one doesn't seem to have it. But in this particular site that we're talking about up here, there's a bit of what they call screen reader text, which is text that it's hidden. But if you're a screen reader, it will read it out to you. And but if you're browsing the regular version of the site like I am right now, you won't see it. But because it's built on WordPress, let's imagine that this area up here where it has the search and the cart, and let's say that the sign in and the account is like right here. And we'll say that everything that's right here when you're in the screen reader, there's what we call a H2 tag. Now this is like a H1 tag. These are like usually H2s or different things like this. This might be an H2. This might be a paragraph. This might be an H3 tag. They're heading tags, but they're different sizes, kind of like what you see in Microsoft Word, but it's for HTML. So anyway, there's a hidden H2 right here, and it basically says here's the right header widget area, and a person that has this e-commerce site, they asked my friend of a friend, they said, can you change that? Can you make that into a different type of thing, like a div? Or use some other HTML, because having a heading up here is messing with our SEO, and it's going to negatively affect our SEO. Now, I do know this community, and I have guesses as to where they heard this advice. But first, I want to offer my interpretation of this. So the issue at hand is there's a heading tag, not an H1, but like something like this, like a H2. and it's hidden here, but only screen readers pick it up. Googlebot would pick it up because it sees things that are hidden with CSS, or it's hidden via the style sheet. But they are concerned that it's affecting their SEO. So in all the sites that I've ever seen, studied, client sites, doing SEO audits, client competitor sites, I've never seen like screen reader text and specifically having HTML that's maybe it starts with the H2 here that's hidden, but the regular H1 is here. I've never seen that have an effect either positive or negative on SEO. Now, I did search around the web and I was unable to find a definitive article that said, yes, if you have H2 or a H3 or a H1 heading here and it's hidden via CSS and it's just for screen readers, it's going to have either a negative or a positive effect. And you should instead use some other form of HTML. So in my opinion, if I was to hypothesize about this, my hypothesis would say that it has no effect one way or the other. Now, if somebody does not do a scientific study of this, if they don't actually go and change it and then say, we're changing nothing else about this site, we're not building a single link to this site during that time, we're not changing any other words or images on the page, and we're changing nothing else about this site, let's see what actually happens as far as SEO. Does it go up or down, or does nothing happen? In the absence of that, you can only really speculate. But I'm going to reference this article from Moz, and specifically where it says here, where it's talking about hidden text. Now, in most cases, people use hidden text to manipulate search rankings because Googlebot does crawl websites, and it sees hidden text. But for the most part, because people have used it for spam purposes and not for accessibility or screen readers, Google pretty much discounts that in everything that I've ever seen and everything that I've ever heard. So there's a paragraph here. It said, and this author of this article says, I would highly recommend not using hidden text techniques solely for spam, as Google may index hidden text, but it doesn't give hidden text the same weight or ranking effect as non-hidden text. And if it's abused, it has to be manually reviewed, and you could find yourself in trouble. Now, that hidden text with screen readers, my presumption, and again, this article is just an opinion. This is not Google telling you what's going to happen. But my opinion, like this person's opinion, would be that hidden screen reader text is not going to have a big effect, either negatively or positively. The only way would really be to go and remove it and see what happens. But my hypothesis would be that it wouldn't really do much. And like I said, it's apparently the way that the theme is set up. And again, it's a WordPress theme. If you're familiar with WordPress and widget areas, apparently this area right here is a widget area. And then hypothetically, and then these like footer areas are also widget areas where you can put different menus or different things. And, Google is pretty used to encountering those widget areas, so it might just say, yeah, that's just screen reader heading for a widget area that happens to be up in the header. I don't believe that it would have any negative or positive effect, but that would really be something that you'd have to test because there's no way to know one way or the other. But my hypothesis would say that it's not really going to do anything negative or positive. That's my 2 cents on it. I don't think it's going to have a big effect. Honestly, when it comes to websites that are e-commerce or any type of site, if you have the content on the page right, if you have links coming into the site right, and you have the usability and the overall design, user friendliness of the site, right? That's going to take care of about 90% of your problems. And little things like this, I mean, maybe somebody did a SEO audit and they had to find something, so that's what they came back with. Or maybe one person, that they listened to that might be perceived as a SEO guru, maybe they said, that could affect the SEO. But my read on this is it's probably not doing all that much one way or the other. My name's John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. I'm here every single day making videos. You'll notice every single day making videos on SEO. Come check out the channel. I want to say thanks to all the people who have subscribed recently. We're up to 320 subscribers, and I want to say thanks to each and every one of you. Really appreciate it. That's it for now. I'll be back tomorrow. Till next time. Peace.